Hey everybody, good Sunday morning, August 21st. We're Motocross for Christ, Proverbs chapter 21, and it's a rare Sunday that I'm home this time of year, not at a racetrack somewhere. Just taking a little downtime in August here to get geared up for the rest of the season, the second half of the season. We got a lot of big races coming up and going to be fun. But home here this Sunday. Going to read through our Proverbs chapter with you, and then I'm heading off to my local church that I attend when I can. So, great place, great group of people. But anyhow, we're going to read again from the New Living Translation today, and there's just a lot of reinforcement here of everything that Proverbs has been talking about these first 20 chapters. I remember when we started this, I was kind of freaking out a little bit. I wasn't freaking out, but because I knew God would lead me. But about 6 chapters in, it's like, how do I keep this going, but thankfully and praisefully the Lord has given me the words, I believe, to continue on, and here we are already on number 21 with only 10 to go. So question is, what do we do next? Thought you were getting rid of me, didn't you? But anyhow, then maybe we'll take a break. Who knows? Maybe it won't be every day. As I mentioned, though, I believe that my purpose in life is to share knowledge. So I enjoy doing that. I hope some of y'all are enjoying it too. But let's jump into it. I'm going to just mostly read through here today without trying to go on any tangents. we have church here in a little bit, and like I said, a lot of reinforcement here. And I'll probably stop and reiterate because I like to put my spin on things. But anyhow, verse 1 says, "The king's heart is like a stream of water directed by the Lord. He guides it wherever he pleases." In the footnotes, that just basically says that God is in control and he's going to guide your course. Verse 2, "People may be right in their own eyes, but the Lord examines their heart." So sometimes we think that maybe just doing good is enough, but what's the motive behind it? "The Lord is more pleased when we do what is right and just than when we offer him sacrifices." Back in the day, the thing was to take a lamb or some kind of animal sacrifice and give it to the Lord, build an altar and slaughter that animal, and a gift giving, show you're giving to the Lord. We talk about giving a lot. But this verse says that the Lord is more pleased when we do what is right and just. Wisdom. "Haughty eyes, a proud heart, and evil actions are all sin." We've talked about this over and over. "Good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. Wealth created by a lying tongue is a vanishing mist and a deadly trap." Again, make sure your motives are right. The violence, or don't take advantage of people too, I'm getting there. Don't, "The violence of the wicked sweeps them away because they refuse to do what is just." Verse 8 says, "The guilty walk a crooked path, the innocent travel a straight road." It's better to live alone in the corner of the attic than with a quarrelsome wife in a lonely home. And again, I believe that God is referring to a lack of wisdom here. And it works just as it reads too. Why you want to fight? Work it out. "Evil people desire evil. Their neighbors get no mercy from them." That's verse number 10. Footnotes just say craves evil and shows no mercy upon anyone else. You're supposed to love your neighbor. Go the other direction. Opposite of evil, I mean. Show mercy to your neighbors and everyone around you. "If you punish a mocker, the simple-minded become wise," kind of showing as a lesson. "If you instruct the wise, they will be all the wiser." "The righteous one knows what is going on in the homes of the wicked. He will bring disaster on them." The righteous one being the Lord. He knows what's going on behind closed doors. He knows what's going on in your heart. He knows your actions. "Those who shut their ears to the cries of the poor will be ignored in their own time of need." Give if you can. We've talked about it over and over. "A secret gift calms anger. A bribe under the table pacifies fury." People know when you're coming at them for ulterior motives. There's just no good that comes from that. Justice is a joy to the godly, but it terrifies evildoers. The person who strays from common sense will end up in the company of the dead. We talked about dead, the reference here. That's not heaven. It's the opposite. Those who love pleasure become poor. Those who love wine and luxury will never be rich. Again, what are you doing with what you have? It's easy to squander. There was a time when things were cooking and we were doing good and just living beyond our means. The more you have, the more you want. At least in our case, that's where we were. And we just, we had to hit rock bottom. And but when we did, we learned from it. Let's make a change. And it's easy. Boy, there's sometimes like, oh, we'd like to have that. We could probably, it's only $129 a month forever. Where was I? Verse 18 says, the wicked are punished in place of the godly, and traitors in place of the honest. It's better to live alone in the desert, here we go again, than with a quarrelsome, complaining wife. Just reinforcing. Remember, we talked about verses of chapters ago. You got to hear it, see it, do it over and over to form the new habit. Verse 20 says, the wise have wealth and luxury, but fools spend whatever they get. Now, it's kind of a gray area, the fence. You got to walk the fence, because the Lord wants you to have many blessings. He wants you to be wealthy beyond means. That might not mean having a lot of money. That could be love, peace, whatever. But I believe it includes money and land and possessions, that the Lord wants you to be able to reap in that. But you get it through having wisdom. Fools just make 100,000, spend 100,000. A guy taught me one time that there's some people who have more that make 50 grand a year than people that make 250 a year. So it's true. What are you doing with what you have? And not just with your money, your wisdom, your tomatoes you're growing in the backyard. If you have extra, you're throwing them away. You're giving them to the neighbor. Whatever. Someone needs it. Someone needs it, man. Whoever pursues righteousness and unfailing love will find life, righteousness, and honor. Whoever pursues righteousness and unfailing love will find life, righteousness, and honor. The wise conquer the city of the strong and level the fortress in which they trust. The wise conquer the city of the strong and level the fortress in which they trust. I think I get it. How about you guys? Oh, my footnotes say, sorry for the delay, wisdom is better than strength. Being smart is better than being strong. Brain over body. Soul will move on. The body just dies. We talked about that. Here we go again. Verse 23. Watch your tongue and keep your mouth shut, and you will stay out of trouble. Mockers are proud and haughty. They act with boundless arrogance. Mocker being the fool. Despite their desires, the lazy will come to ruin, for their hands refuse to work. Big problem in today's society. Everyone's gimme, 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 entitlement, entitlement, entitlement. Put your butt to work. I'm not talking to anyone in particular, just saying. Some people are always greedy for more, but the godly love to give. Share what you have. The sacrifice of an evil person is detestable, especially when it is offered with wrong motives. Talked about sacrifice earlier. Don't do it for the wrong reason. Don't do it to look good or to try and get ahead. Do it because you want to do it. Do it because it's in your heart. A false witness will be cut off, but a credible witness will be allowed to speak. The wicked bluff their way through, but the virtuous think before they act. Man, Jim Bull, circa 1980 on. The wicked bluff their way through. Man, I told so many lies that I eventually couldn't remember the lies I was telling upon the lies I was telling just to be a rock star, whatever. The wicked bluff their way through, but the virtuous think before they act. And you got to get the wisdom in. Study, Bible, leadership. There's tons of read. I'm on a mission to help people understand we need to bring reading back. You know, like in my Brat magazine, I put a lot of pictures because people don't like to read. I'm guilty of it myself, you know, but I know people don't like to read much. Some of you do, and that's cool. No human wisdom or understanding or plan can stand against the Lord. The devil's been defeated. Jesus came and he defeated the devil. There was a war, brother, and Jesus kicked his butt. He's still there. He's still trying to come back. But nothing can stand against the Lord. Satan couldn't. Why can you or I? How can you or I? You know? Final verse of the chapter says, the horse is prepared for the day of battle, but the victory belongs to the Lord. So no matter what you plan and what you're throwing out there, the Lord will reign in the end, and so will you if you take them into your heart and accept them. So there we have it, Proverbs chapter 21. I got through there pretty quickly today, and I'm glad you're all tuning in. I hope you all have a great day. I love you. Happy Sunday, no matter where you are or what you're doing. Seek Jesus. Seek wisdom from Proverbs, and we'll see you tomorrow. Later.